For sure, it is rivalry week, and we are going to talk Steelers Ravens for the move now game to the Sunday night game. Ravens 10-5, Steelers 7-8. Ravens are in, Steelers are on the back door trying to get swept in there. Um, we got two guests, and we're going to bring them on, and they're ready to rock and roll. We're ready. We're going to talk some Steelers Ravens. Everyone knows that in the 2000s, this rivalry was definitely the game of the week. It got scheduled usually as game of the week, and we're ready to go. We're going to bring in the Ravens guy first, and he's a normal guest here normally. And we're going to bring in Matt. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, Adam? Thanks for having me on again, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Matt, just to let you know, it's the first time we're going to do a show with Penn Smart with Penn's Man Sports, and I'm ready to rock and roll. And he seemed pretty fired up backstage. I love it.
Yeah, he's a good dude. From initial meeting, I enjoyed the conversation.
Absolutely. Let's bring him in. What's up,
What's going
man?
on? How you going? Thanks for having me.
No, no problem, man. We've been in
The
talks of
flex
this for a
game.
long time. We've been in talks for this for a long time, and what a better time to put it together when you're off work, Matt's off work, and I'm finally off work. And let's get right to it. We're talking backstage. Where do we want to do? We want to continue this conversation, or do we want to go into Sunday's game?
It's your
I,
show. Let me know. It's up to you.
hey, I'm kind of curious to hear, what Pensman was talking about.
About what? About Flores?
Brian
Just about
Flores.
not only Flores, but the offensive coordinator prospect that I was mentioning to you. I want to kind of get.
Like I said in my channel, that Ben Roethlisberger knows the team. He's been with the team for 18 years. He knows the system. Bring in an NFL quarterback, not a coach, not a college coach. He does not know how to do it, but that candidate only knows how to. He doesn't know how to open the playbook. You bring Ben Roethlisberger in, he'll open the playbook. Third and short, he's not going to be like, okay, here you go, Najee. He's going to throw it downfield about 20 yards down, and he can get the RPOs going. That's where the Steelers are missing.
I just think that he brings a element of, like you said, he was with the team for almost 2 decades, and if anybody is going to listen, if any players are going to listen, especially young players are going to listen to the offensive coordinator, it's going to be somebody that ran the system that Tomlin's had in place since Tomlin was there. Now that's if they keep Tomlin as the head coach. Adam, I know that you are a proponent of firing Tomlin, and we talked about this the last time we were on air together. That his message might be getting a little stale, but in the same breath, he's never had a losing season, and it can go either way because I feel the same way about Harbaugh, and I know it's crazy because a lot of Ravens fans feel the same way because I talk to a lot of them. But if Tomlin wants to keep the locker room from having a mutiny like situation, I would give Ben a call and see what he wants. At least entertain the option. I know being a quarterback is a lot different than being an offensive coordinator, but essentially that's what you are on the field. You're coordinating the offense. So why
Right.
not?
When you're in the 2 minute drill, you're basically calling every play.
And the thing is, Roethlisberger would be able to point out what Pickett is looking at in that headset. If you put Roethlisberger into Pickett's headset, Roethlisberger broke down defenses for 20 years, 22 if you count all 4 of his years in Miami, Ohio, and in the NFL. The dude was good at picking apart defenses. Now, is he out there physically doing it? No, but he's going to have a bird's eye view of what Kenny Pickett is looking at, and if they are using the camera, the overhead bird's eye, he's going to be able to see it constantly. And I'm a diehard Ravens fan, but it makes sense to me that you go to your Hall of Fame quarterback and you at least give him the option of being the offensive coordinator for your team next year.
I don't know if they brought this up to him or not, but I mean, I like the idea. I do.
I do, but I don't.
Go ahead.
What's the negative to it though?
He likes being a dad. He likes taking care of his kids. He likes taking them to school. He said at the Penguins game, this is when he first retired. He was at the Penguins tunnel and they were talking about it. He said he likes being a dad. He likes taking care of his kids. And Tom Brady is, I know he's a different person, but he said that, well, they asked him to come back. He's like, absolutely not. I love being a dad.
That's right now. I mean, that's the
I know.
physical side of it, you know. And then
I know.
we don't see Tuesday through Saturday with these guys. We only see them on Sunday or Monday or Thursday, but we
Right.
don't see them the other 6 days of the week and the hours they got to put in. Being an offensive coordinator, you put in a lot of hours, but there's no stress on your body because it's purely mental as opposed to physical. Now, yeah, they'll stress your body, but you're not getting your brains beat in by three vicious defenses in the north plus the rest of your schedule. If they said here's 1.5, come call our plays, you don't think that he would at least think about it? He absolutely would. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
fraction of what he made it's a fraction of what he made as a player, but he's going to be a million. He's going to be making a million plus again, most likely is what coordinators are making these days.
But
And
this is Con, not Colbert.
yeah, I mean it's all subjective, you know, because it's all hypothetical. But the run of offensive coordinators that you guys have had over the last 10 years have not been what the Pittsburgh Steelers are used to.
Right.
And you know, I remember you guys bitching about Todd Haley like there was no tomorrow.
Thank you for bringing that up.
You know, hey, look at my offensive coordinator, man. I've been dealing with Greg Roman for 5 years now. Before that was Marty Morningwig.
Right, but the Steelers fans only want winning formula. They're not used to rebuilding. They're always like, "Oh, what are we gonna do?" And I said, "You guys wanted Todd Haley. You guys wanted this person. You wanted that person. Defensive coordinator. You wanted Keith Butler. You wanted this person. After Dick LeBeau, you wanted this person, that person. Make up your mind." Me as an offensive coordinator, I want Ben, but Ben's not coming back. I don't think that's my perspective. But I want Josh McDaniels because he's out in the freezing cold, while Matt Canada is up there in the warm, and he still sucks. At
I
least
don't
Josh,
think
at least Josh McDaniels is making an effort.
I don't think that McDaniel's is going to get fired in Vegas. He's going to get at least a year or two to implement his own system with his own guys. And watch what I tell you, Tom Brady's going to be their quarterback next year. That's just it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Oh,
He's,
sorry, that just came off. But
hey, it's cool. Hey, it's going to happen.
uh,
I'm telling you.
all right.
And the thing is, I'm not a betting man, but if you look at the variables to it, when did Brady have his most success?
I
For the
heard him
longest,
going to back. I heard him going to New Orleans with Sean Payton.
The only way Peyton comes back is if he gets somebody like Brady down there. But I don't think Brady's going to go to New Orleans. Honestly, I think he's going to go find the guy that he had the most success with offensively, which is McDaniels, and you get to play 9 games a year out in Vegas. It's warm. They're indoors. He's and then look at the competition he's got. He wants to be a competitor, and he would have Devontae Adams and Hunter Renfro. He'd have Darren Waller. He'd have a healthy Josh Jacobs. That defense is good.
We'll
They're a
see.
quarterback away.
Should be interesting.
And we would get Brady Mahomes 2 times a year.
You would get Brady Mahomes twice a year. You would get Brady
And
versus Russ.
Herbert.
You would get Brady versus Herbert.
Well, what Russ are we going to get?
It's still name value for people like NBC who flexed us into 8:30, knowing damn right well it's Tyler Huntley versus Mitch Trubisky or whoever the hell they got starting this week. I don't know. Is Pickett okay?
Pickett's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Pickett's good.
I didn't know if Pickett was playing this week or not.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with you.
Me?
Yeah. Well, since
Oh,
you're
man.
a Ravens fan, when you tackle somebody, you do not point the finger at them or give them the finger.
No.
That's what the Ravens did last game. Week in the game one, they slammed him, gave him a concussion. He's like, "Ha!" I was like, "Come on, Harbaugh." He just stood there.
Yeah. You know,
That's right.
it shit gets really testy really early, really quick when we play. And I was telling Adam the last time we talked, it hasn't felt like the Ravens Steelers rivalry in a couple of years, and especially when Ben was hurt and he was like shot putting the ball down the field essentially. You know,
Right. I think it was 2018 was the last time.
It felt like it lost its luster, and then you know, you guys went on the 4-game win streak the last 2 years. The last time we won against you guys was Lamar's MVP campaign, and then we just had a classic knockdown drag out the last time we saw each other. And I was surprised, man. Trubisky is just like he's a bad quarterback. I didn't think that you guys were going to continue to rock with him after that first interception. And I
He
thought,
doesn't. He doesn't. He always telegraphs where he's throwing at. That's why he got
oh,
Yeah, that's why he got the 3 picks.
and two of them
Oh,
were in the
I
red
see
zone.
ya. I see ya. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, he stared down Fryermuth so bad that Roquan read his eyes the entire way on
There
that
was
first
no
one.
looking right, nothing looking left. Oh, I see
He didn't look
Freiermuth.
him off. He stared him down.
Yeah. And I streamed that game, and I'm going to stream this Sunday. But it's like, why can't you just confuse the defense by looking around? Look up in the sky if you have to. Do something.
Or at least like a quick look off.
Yeah.
Something. If you know you want to go to Fryermuth on the seam, look off the middle linebacker. Jesus Christ, he was sitting in zone coverage.
If he looks at Tomlin, it's like, hi, how you doing? And just boom.
He's got the arm strength. You just got to look him off.
I know he's not Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes looks over to the right and he just slings it. But just do something like that.
That is the literal exception to the rule. But yes.
It's like, come on, man.
It's
bad. It's bad.
It's gonna be Sunday's gonna be.
I didn't think Mitch Trubisky was the answer when they signed him.
He was supposed to be the bridge.
I was expecting you guys to sign Garoppolo, honestly, or trade for him.
Adam, he was supposed to be the bridge of Pickett. He was supposed to mentor him. He was supposed to teach him the ways of Pittsburgh, but because I was a veteran quarterback, that's the only reason. I don't know. This whole system this year is not how it was supposed to be played out.
Well, I don't think you guys intended on playing Pickett right away. Tomlin.
No, that's what I'm saying. He was supposed to be a bridge.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be like, all right, this is what's going on. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I thought they should have started Pickett from the beginning of the season. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Well,
I mean,
if you're going to go
let him go.
By fire, yeah.
They were afraid of his confidence.
I mean, what more confidence do you need? He played his home games in that same stadium for 4 years.
Right, but they didn't get start because of his confidence. His confidence might be shattered if they started out slow. Hello?
We started out mighty slow.
Yeah. You can't get any slow start than that. If you lose to the Jets, you can't get any slower than losing to the Jets.
Losing to the Joe Flacco-led Jets at that.
Yeah.
Can't escape that guy if you tried.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know how we did against Flacco overall. I'm trying to remember. That game was so long ago. I had that stat at one point. I don't remember it now. But Flacco knows us. I mean, if there was one quarterback the Jets needed that weekend, it was definitely Flacco.
I think we got 500 with Flacco, but he beat us, but we beat them too.
Some of the most heartbreaking defeats I've ever seen as a Ravens fan come at the hands of the Steelers. Yeah, the fucking fumble in the playoffs from Palomalu, and
right.
I know I'm not going to go down this long, deep rabbit hole that I'm going to have to open up though. I argue with Ravens fans all the time, and I argue with Steelers fans that mention it. There's some that have common sense. You guys seem to be the common sense type fans. I absolutely despise the Ed Reed Troy Polamalu comparison debate because they didn't play the same position. They were tasked with doing two completely different things, and just because they both played safety, that's like comparing Ronnie Lott to anybody from this era. They were tasked to do. Troy Polamalu was the most purebred, strong safety of the 2000s and the 2010s. Ed Reed was the pinnacle of free safety. They did two different things. Ed Reed, after his neck injury, Ed Reed played 20 yards off the ball. Troy Polamalu played in 12 yards and in. And, I mean, he was great at picking off passes and causing fumbles, but the last 3 or 4 years of Palomalo's career, he was a linebacker essentially.
So you don't think Mika Fitzpatrick's the next Paul Mall?
I think Minka Fitzpatrick is in a class of his own. I think that he's
Okay.
probably one of the best pure free safeties in the NFL. He can tackle, he can cover, he can read the defense. He sits back there, he can hit. I'm not saying he's the greatest free safety of all time, but he's
I don't think
he's
so
the
either.
best.
I think he's like
He's the best pure free safety in football right now. And we have Marcus Williams, who's great. But Minka is head and shoulders above everybody else. He's better than Honey Badger.
yeah. You have Marcus Peters.
Well, we have Marcus Williams as free safety. Marcus Peters is our cornerback.
Oh, you got Williams too?
Yeah, we got Williams.
I thought he was hurt too.
No, he came back a couple weeks ago.
Dang it!
And you got what I thought was the best free safety in the draft.
Oh, Kyle Hamilton. We got him playing like a joker role right now. We got him playing like a hybrid safety linebacker spot, and he's pretty much our pass coverage linebacker on passing down. And they let Queen and Roquan Smith this room free when they bring Hamilton down the box, and he blitzes and stuff too. It's crazy. He's a 225-pound free safety.
I love that the Ravens are wearing their all black this weekend.
We always wear all black on Sunday Night Football. I hate it. I hate it because it's overplayed. We're supposed to wear all black once a year. That was like the tradition in the 2010s and the 2000s. But now they pull out the all black.
Are we wearing color cross, Adam?
I don't know. They didn't announce. I didn't see anything.
I didn't either.
But I imagine we're going to be in our whites, right?
Yeah, I didn't know if you heard or not.
Yeah, you're going to have to be in your whites.
No, I didn't hear anything yet. Did you see anything, Matt?
My favorite uniform, I didn't see anything, but my favorite uniform that you guys have ever worn is the all black jerseys with the white accent around the numbers and the yellow helmets with the white pants.
All right.
It was one of those alternate throwbacks that you guys wore around 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it sitting behind me. I'm trying to look at all my jerseys sitting there, but I don't see that one.
It's the one. I think it's the
Bumblebee.
No, get Bumblebee out of here.
It's my Palomalo jersey. Get out of here.
Keep going. No,
it's not that. It's not that one.
No.
You got an absurd amount of football jerseys.
I'm not sure.
It must be. I know I have one. It's somewhere. It's probably.
I like the yellow.
I think I have that one in Claypool actually.
Who?
Claypool.
Oh, the Bears.
I never wore it. I still have the tags on it. I never even fucking wore it. Oh well, whatever.
Yeah.
Jersey's a jersey, right?
Yep. I think I still have a Mike Wallace jersey.
Oh Lord.
I found a line. Pens, are you ready? I found a Lima Swede jersey.
Are you serious?
Lima.
Yeah, it's downstairs in my throwaway jersey.
He played at the University of Texas, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think he was a Longhorn. I think he was there when Vince Young was there, right?
Yeah.
I think so. I think you are.
I think he was on that championship team.
Yeah. You guys are notorious for drafting very tall, very good wide receivers, and then really small, really good wide receivers.
And he was an awful wide receiver.
Adam, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
If everybody wanted the Steelers to tank so we can get Will Anderson, what do you think about that?
Jesus.
I have not even looked at the draft for next year.
But
if we keep this going, we're going to be in the middle. 1 or 3. So we're going to be in the same boat as we always are, picking in the middle of the pack.
But everybody was so hyped over Will Anderson.
Look, you guys have the best pass rusher in football. You don't need another really good one. That's just
then we need him. We have a Ravens fan telling us we don't need him.
No.
You guys can go ahead and draft some offensive linemen to.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking about offensive linemen and wide receivers. At least one more Georgia. But our defense is stacked. We don't need more defense. Unless
Well, Cam
Hayward
Hayward's
decides.
getting up there, man.
Yeah, unless
Yeah,
he
Cam
retires.
Hayward he can go ahead and retire too. You know, his
Yeah,
brother's a good tight
and
end,
about
by the way.
Nagata. We said that about Nada enough.
Yeah. I shed a tear the day we traded Haloti Nada to the Detroit Lions. I didn't see that coming. I thought we were going to restructure his contract and keep him as a lifelong Raven. He was one of my favorite Ravens of that entire era. I love Haloti.
So, Matt, are we going to have 50 degrees down there in Baltimore on Sunday?
Yes, it's supposed to be 60 here tomorrow, so they're saying it's going to be a very warm weekend compared to last weekend when kickoff time it was like -2 with the wind chill. So, you know, we've gotten all four seasons this week.
Yeah, Pittsburgh was -4.
You guys got that river right there. That's
Allegheny.
the Allegheny River. That's brutal
Yeah.
right there.
You guys are on the harbor. What
I
the
saw
hell?
somebody. I don't know if you guys pay attention. I don't know if you watch the game, Matt, because you're a Ravens fan. But I don't know how much football you watch. Because some people watch their
I watch
team.
a lot.
Yeah, okay.
I watch
don't-
whatever's on, man.
when Pickett threw it to Pickens, I saw somebody took their shirt off on -4 and started celebrating on their terrible towel. Everybody's looking at me. You're nuts, man.
Hey, we got this guy in Ravens.
You guys
Stadium.
had a guy without a shirt on, Matt. I saw him in the stands last week.
That's my buddy Dan Granowski. He goes by Real Fan.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah, he used to. I used to sit in his section.
I know him.
My dad had season tickets in that section. He was at the bottom in the first row. We were in row 20, and every time the Ravens scored, he would take off his shirt, swing it around, and spell out Ravens with his arms and his legs.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what was he spelling? I couldn't make it out because they showed him like doing like this, and I was like, "What the fuck is
he
this
does
guy doing?"
RAVENS Ravens, and he smacks his belly and like gets pumped up, and he's like the essential like 50-year-old dad bod, and he's great. Like he is so popular in Baltimore that he has a Facebook page where you can book him to show up to bachelor parties, birthday parties. He'll show up to watch away games with you if you like pay his like booking fee. It's great. The dude's awesome.
Oh, I know him.
We all love Dan down here. He's a great guy.
Have you had him on your show?
I have not. I'm working on it, and there's some logistics to be worked out. But I will have Real Fan Dan come on for an interview. He's a good guy. Then we got another guy that's really popular. His name's Captain Defense, and he dresses up in like old war battle, like button-down jacket and the hat, and it's all Ravens decked out. It's great.
Okay.
We got a lot of characters in Baltimore.
Yeah, you do.
We just have a terrible towel. We don't really have that crazy fan, dude. I don't believe we do.
I hate the terrible towel, but I don't mess with it. I've had the chance to mess with it, and I don't because it's bad luck. I remember when you guys were playing the Tennessee Titans years ago. This is when they had Lendale White and Chris Johnson. And Lendale White
stomped on it.
He stomped on it, and you guys came back from a big deficit and ended up beating them. I think it was I don't know if it was a late game or a playoff game, but
I think it was a playoff game where he got the one-handed catch.
I think Charles Johnson got the game-winning touchdown, if I recall.
I think so too.
I don't mess with the terrible towel. And I remember,
I think it's the one where he caught it like this. I think in his helmet.
It's crazy to watch because it was so pitiful. I was at the Ravens and Steelers game years ago, and you guys still had Santonio Holmes, and
damn.
the team or the stadium handed out white towels that were similar to the terrible towel, and watching Ravens fans try to twirl them like Pittsburgh fans, you guys are taught that when you're like 3 years old and not on game day. So it's like it was just so pathetic. I was like, we ended up winning the game, I think, but it was just so pathetic watching them try to wave these towels.
It's a special technique.
It is. You got to have like a dislocated wrist to do it.
I remember in 2005, me and my buddies drove down to Indianapolis for the Monday night game where we got fucking scorched. I mean, we got blown out opening play, Manning to Harrison, 88 yards or some shit. And we just kind of looked at each other and went, this is going to be a long fucking game. But we were waving our towels and we blew off some dude's toupee. So that made our whole night.
That's great.
And he's like, what's going on? Like the hair's all blown around and shit. We were dying. We were laughing our asses off.
The last
I can remember
the last game I went to was the Steelers and Ravens Christmas game when we won the division title, where Brown just stretched it over.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Peyton Manning though, Adam, I went to the game years ago. I think it was like 2007 or 2008, and I took my girlfriend, who's my now wife, but we went and sat in the upper deck, and it decided that the skies were gonna open up. It was a torrential downpour, and Peyton Manning put up 44 on us that night. Shit was ridiculously awful. And then the second worst game I ever went to was the Broncos game 3 weeks ago. That was terrible. I could have fell asleep through that.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, the 10-9 game. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, that was so boring.
Oh my God,
where
so
we decided to play offense for the first time with a minute to go in the entire game.
I was so mad at that game. I was hoping Broncos would pull that off.
Oh yeah, I was just sitting there thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna have to call out of work for 3 days because I'm never gonna hear the end of it. Because I work with some Broncos fans.
It was 10-7 for most of the second half.
Oh, I know. And then I lost my voice in the final 90 seconds of the game. It was crazy.
What is going on with the Broncos? Why are they so awful?
This is what they get for trading away their immediate future, paying Russell Wilson $200 million guaranteed, and then trading away probably his biggest asset, which was Noah Fant, that he would have had in Denver, but they ended up trading him, and he's having a pretty good year over in Seattle. But the thing is, when Pete Carroll let him go, essentially, and the Seahawks fleeced Denver completely, 100% fleeced them, you knew something was wrong with Russ. He's done, man. They got to pay him 5 more years to be a below average, at best, mediocre quarterback. It's going to be bad. And then they trade away their best defender.
And we were talking about coaches before. Now, Pens, you were saying Brian Flores was on their radar?
Yeah, candidate.
I think everybody on the sun might be a candidate over there right now.
Yeah, but I think that you should be with the team at least 2 years. I don't think he should count for Miami. If you're with Pittsburgh, you should have 2 years with Pittsburgh, and then you can move. That's what a contract should. Because military is either 2, 4, 8, whatever. But it's not like, okay, you're 1 year, okay, you're done. Thanks for your service.
Assistant coaches are pretty much mercenaries these days. They go where the
money is. That's what I'm saying. They should have like a 2-year contract at least.
Well, that's why, I'm surprised. I honestly think Denver's going to go after Eric Bieniemy this year, personally. I think this might be the year.
I don't think Bieniemy's leaving. I don't think he's leaving. He has the prime time spot, dude.
Why would you
leave?
The only way he doesn't leave is if Andy Reid has told him, I'm stepping down in a year or two, and he's going to be guaranteed to coach Patrick Mahomes as a head coach. Other than that, I mean,
I don't think Bieniemy's leaving. He has the greatest job in the world.
But eventually, you're going to want to run your own show. That's what every coordinator, every NFL
he's
coach.
He's learning from a great coach.
He's learning from a fantastic coach. Shit, Harbaugh learned from Andy Reid.
I just don't think Bieniemy's going anywhere. I think if anyone should get a shot, it should be Leftwich.
I love Leftwich. I think Leftwich is going to be a fantastic head coach wherever he goes.
I like to see Frank Reich go to Denver.
Frank Reich might go to Denver as offensive coordinator.
That's what I'm saying. I think he needs to get back. The Colts are a disgrace right now. They if you just realize they just gave up 39 points to Minnesota Vikings in one half. That's
Yeah.
how disgusting the Colts are right now.
But the thing is,
Frank Wright needs to be back in the sideline. He's a really good coach and another Andy Reid mentor.
oh yeah, I know, I totally agree with you. That's why I'm glad Doug Peterson's back on the sideline down in Jacksonville.
No,
But
back to Brian. Back to Brian Flores real quick, Penn.
Go ahead.
He has a bunch of tackles with these linebackers,
Right.
and he has very little sacks. I don't even know if he has any, or forced fumbles. What is making him a great coach?
I don't know.
I mean, our free safeties and safeties have more tackles than some of these linebackers because they're getting to that tier. Brian Flores is, I don't.
But Highsmith's coming across. Highsmith came up.
and you guys got
With tackles,
a decent defense.
are they getting? I mean, I know the linemen are getting to the quarterback, but the linebackers are not.
Is Flores your coordinator, your defensive coordinator?
No, Terrell Austin is.
Okay,
He is our
Terrell
linebackers coach.
Austin was
Flores is
up
the
there
linebackers
a little
coach.
bit.
Yeah, he's a linebacker coach. Terrell Austin's our defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I believe Terrell Austin was our defensive backs coach for a while.
Yeah, well, you can have him back.
We get our coaching staff gets pillaged every couple of years anyway. So
You can have Matt Canada, you can have Terrell Austin, and
no, I'll trade you Greg Roman. I'll trade you Greg Roman.
I have to talk to Con about that.
I remember in the beginning of the season, whenever I would go on Gina's show, one of her co-hosts would always ask me if I wanted to trade Kyle Shanahan for Mike Tomlin, and I said yes in a heartbeat.
Shanahan would get the offense right. I mean, he's a
Everyone
hell of a
laughed
coach.
at me,
I
and I
don't,
was
I don't
like-
know. I don't know what the 49ers fans are complaining about. He's a good football coach.
I think he's a great coach.
I'm probably gonna be smashed for this, but Kingsbury's a better coach.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything crazy, but I want to hear why.
He takes Kyle Murray. I know Kyle Murray's hurt, but he takes Trace McSorley. If Trace McSorley was more mentored, more trained, if he takes what he learned in Penn State, and he is a decent quarterback, he almost beat Tom Brady on Monday. But I'm just saying, he has good experience. He knows how to do clock management. Tomlin does not use timeouts in the last 2 minutes. When we played Ravens a couple weeks ago, he had a couple times to score, but the time was kept ticking. Every freaking week, you watch Sunday's game, pay attention to the last 2 minutes. Watch Steelers go down the field. It's always, okay, let's go. There's no, okay, let's go. He's sitting with 3 timeouts. Well, 4 if you include the 2-minute warning. But he does not have good clock management. And he spikes it at the wrong time. He's running the offense. He has 4 timeouts to play with, the 2-minute warning and the 3 timeouts. He does not. Every year we go through this.
Fair enough.
Kingsbury, he knows, it's like, all right, I got 3 timeouts to play with. All right, let's call timeout here. He almost beat Philly. If he had a better kicker that actually knew how to fucking kick the ball, then they would have won it. You see how if you go back, watch the Arizona Cardinals, watch highlights, he used timeouts. He placed his kicker right where he needed to go, but the kicker is so stupid he hasn't kicked it right. Agree or disagree?
I mean, I hear you. You know, I mean, that's a honestly and a fair assessment.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I love Tomlin because I actually met him, and he's a good guy, but he just his clock management sucks.
I mean, I've been dealing with
Tomlin
John
was standing
Harbaugh.
right next to me. I'd be like, "Yo, this is what you need to do. You have 4 timeouts, and plus you have a red flag in the back of your back pocket. Use it." He doesn't challenge like he used to in his younger years. His first 3 years he did, then all of a sudden he went away with it.
I've been sitting to John Harbaugh's clock mismanagement for 15 years, you know, so I feel the pain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. Tomlin's not the same coach he was whenever he started. We've had 3 wins, dude, in 12 years. That's not good. I don't care about regular season. Ooh, 500 bullshit. Fucking, we're the city of champions. He's
That's
torn us
debatable.
all the way down to the city of mediocrity. 500
A nice ring
mediocrity
to it.
is good enough. That's
Nice
not
ring
good
to it.
enough.
Hey, other teams in the league would kill to have the continuity that our coaches have. I'll say that much.
Take them.
We could be the
Oh,
Browns.
I want to coach with.
I know it's
I
a
want to
long
coach
shot,
with
but I'll take
fire. I want a coach that wants to win all the time.
right. And I
That
want
doesn't
Sean
care
Payton.
about 500 stupid football. I want a
Right.
coach that wants to win, like championship or bust, dude. We
And
get a
Sean Payton would be
championship or
perfect.
it's a losing freaking season. Because at the end of the season, you've done nothing if you're not playing in February. And the Pro Bowl does not count because it's now a flag.
I like it though, man. I think it's gonna be fun watching the skill competitions again.
The skills competition is going to be fun, but the flag football game,
I don't care about
I
the
don't.
game anymore. The Pro Bowl should just be an honor to the players that actually play well and make it, and just make it like an award. You know, you're a Pro Bowl player, and then you go to Hawaii or go to Vegas or Miami, wherever it is for the week.
And
You just go.
Alex Highsmith was snubbed of the Pro Bowl.
Look, the Pro Bowl's a joke.
I
Mark
know.
Andrews made it this year, and Mark Andrews is having the worst year of his career. Patrick Ricard made it. He's having a bad year by his standards.
And the Eagles have 8 Pro Bowlers on their team, on the Pro Bowl.
Right. It's a popularity contest. It's like voting for the NBA All-Star game. It's terrible. The only people that should be voting are the guys that are playing. So, you know, that's ridiculous. Like the fan voting shouldn't be 100%, the dictation on who makes it, because Tyler Huntley got named as the 4th alternate quarterback. Tyler Huntley has played 4 games this year.
And beat us.
Yeah, but I mean, he threw for what, 115 yards that game?
Yeah, before Mika had a conversation with him.
Listen, the Steelers beat themselves when they played you.
Yeah, exactly. Mika Fitzpatrick had a conversation with Matt Huntley. Or Tyler Huntley.
So
Sure
Matt,
he
I
did.
know we're gonna cut this out here in about 8 minutes or so, because you say you have to go around 10.
Yes, I have an
What
early day
is
tomorrow.
your prediction for the game this weekend?
My prediction, are you okay? So, like my score prediction? Just
Prediction,
like
what's gonna happen?
I think this is going to be a little bit different than the first game. I think we're playing in a little bit better weather. We have majority of our players healthy. Um, I think this is going to be more of a run-centric game for the Ravens on offense. I think they're going to lean heavily on um, J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards to carry the load. I think we're going to pass when we need to, but we're not going to make it a focal point of the offense. Huntley's going to be more of a game manager. He'll probably have his design runs like he's been having in the last couple of weeks. I think we pull off the season sweep. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I don't believe it's going to be a high-scoring game in the least bit, honestly. I say it comes down to Justin Tucker. Even though he's been having a rough couple of weeks, I think that he comes back and hits a game winner 17-14 to seal the victory for the Ravens on Sunday Night Football.
Pens?
Well, I disagree with that, but
I would expect you
We
to.
should. We're
Yeah.
Steeler fans. We should.
I have the Steelers winning 20-17. It's going to be warmer weather, but if Lamar Jackson is going to play, then we're just going to. He's not.
No,
Then he's just going to be like, we're pissed about what happened the first meeting. So our offense is clicking on cylinders now. If you watch the Raiders game,
I did, and I will say this to add into my prediction, Adam and Pens. The Ravens are notorious for running away from T.J. Watt in the run game. I believe in 2021 in both games, we ran at TJ Watt a combined 14% of run plays between both games total.
That sack should have counted.
Eh, eh. You're not going to see me crying over spilled milk, but this past game that we played you guys, we ran at TJ Watt 91% of the time, and we were successful in 87% of them being for runs more than 3 yards. So I think that we're going to continue that, especially with JK getting his legs back under him and Gus being fully healthy now. I think that we're not going to have as much of a problem running at TJ the way that we have in years past. I think we're going to run right at him, and we're going to play bully ball on Sunday night. It's the only way we have a chance of beating you guys.
I think Boswell's going to get the game winner.
I think it's going to be 24-17.
Yeah.
Steelers.
I don't think anybody goes over
the games in Baltimore. The games in Baltimore are always a little bit higher scoring for some reason.
I totally think it has to do with the weather. Honestly, I think it's just a little bit easier to play down here because I know we talked about the stadium and the rivers and Adam, you mentioned the harbor, but you guys that had that. I think what's at the north end of your stadium that's completely open to the river.
Right.
It's not open anymore.
Well, yeah. It was open for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, they put a whole big.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. But that was like a complete game changer.
Like 20,000 seats in there.
Yeah, that's why it was Heinz Field, but Acrisure just they build a wall up there.
It's always gonna be Heinz to me.
Yeah, it was like a steel wall or a platinum wall up, something like that. It says Acrisure now, but I know what end you're talking about.
Yeah, I just don't see anybody scoring in the 20s. It just doesn't. Especially at the last game. If last game's any indication,
I saw 10-7 final on the ESPN.
I don't watch ESPN the way that I used to. I definitely tune them out.
Any score for the Cowboys game? Is anyone watching that masterpiece?
Who are they playing this week?
Titans. They're playing
the
right
Titans
now.
right now.
Oh, they're playing the Titans right now?
Yeah.
What's the score right now? I don't even have it on.
It's only on Twitch and Amazon Prime.
It's 10-6 right now. Cowboys are up 13-22 to go into third.
10-6, and there's no one playing in this game. This is wild.
Josh Dobbs, man.
Josh Dobbs, baby.
I want to
starting quarterback tonight, Matt.
I want to see. I saw that earlier today. I want to see Dallas end up, like 27-6 or 27-7 or whatever they got. You said 10-6 right now.
10-6.
Yeah, 27-6. I want to see
Josh Dobbs pull the upset.
I want to see.
That would be hilarious.
I want to see Dallas stomp them because Tennessee Titans.
I hate the Cowboys.
I hate the Titans.
I hate Cowboys because all they do is this, and they don't do anything.
The bane of my existence for sports fans are Bengals fans, Steelers fans, Titans fans, and Patriots fans, and then it's everybody else. I have a mutual respect for Steelers fans because there's a reason that you need to be as arrogant as you are, 6-time Super Bowl champions. You guys are always competitive. You guys have the right to talk shit.
You see how we're not knocked out yet?
You guys hang around every year, whether you're in it or almost in it. I'll take that.
Right.
But Bengals fans are the most arrogant ass wipes.
We're on the same page with that, Matt.
Yeah.
Bengal fans are so assholes.
And the thing is, how do you brag about losing the Super Bowl? I'll never understand. Oh, well, we got the Super Bowl, but
at least we made it.
Did you win? I would rather lose every game of the regular season if it meant that I didn't have to sit through a Super Bowl loss, because I've never sat through one as a fan of the Ravens. I know we only have 2, but I've never sat through a loss.
Did you hear that Joe Burrow has 12 more attempts to pass Drew Brees in percentage.
Oh my god!
Just
I
12,
can't wait till
just 12 more pass attempts. That's it.
I can't wait until like 2025 when they've got to pay all these dudes and they can't,
I know.
and then they're just going to be mediocre again. You're not
All
going to
right.
be able to afford Higgins and Chase and Boyd and Mixon and Burrow and all your defensive guys that you're going to have to, at least try to keep around. But
weren't the Bengals didn't they have the most cap space to spend this last offseason?
yeah,
At like
but
91 million or some shit.
they sank like half of it into their offensive line that sucks.
Well, they had to.
Yeah, they paid $50 million to upgrade the offensive line for the entire year, and they're still shitty.
Bringing everybody back.
Hey, you know what?
The line was awful.
I can't wait because nothing's gonna make me happier than seeing that smug, arrogant asshole number 9 not have 15 people to throw the ball to in a couple years, and then he's still gonna be running for his life.
We'll see.
Because hopefully by then, Owe and Ojabo are going to be like 5-year vets that are getting 12 sacks each. I can hope, but no.
And just let you guys know before we cut off, I have a comment. If Ovechkin plays 2 or 3 more years, then he'll get it. But if he doesn't, then he won't. For the record.
Well, he's only what, 37?
I think he's close to 40.
I honestly think if his body holds up,
I think he's 39.
If his body holds up and he decides that he wants to, I fully believe that he can break Gretzky's record.
Yeah, no, but I just want to read that comment. If he plays 2 or 3 more years, he will. But if he doesn't, then he won't.
Here's the thing, though.
Well, at the beginning of the season, everyone was talking about him having to play 5 more seasons.
Yeah.
Well,
so
he
now
scores
we're down
at
to
a higher
now we're
rate.
down to 2 or possibly 3 more seasons.
Right.
I can honestly see him if something catastrophic happens and he gets like a really bad injury or his body just doesn't cooperate. I think he'll be okay being the number 2 all-time scorer in the NHL.
I think he will too.
But at the end of the day, if he gets within like 25 goals and the Capitals are like, hey, come back for another year and break his record, you best believe he might not be on like the first line anymore, but I guarantee you that he'll be getting enough minutes on the ice to where he'll attempt to break it.
He'll still be on that number 1 power play.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, if he's 43 years old, 44.
I mean, when you get Crosby saying, if I had that shot, I'd have that many goals too.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have to learn how to pass or learn how to play other positions. I could just have that shot and be right up there.
So.
I know he's got DC in a frenzy right now because their football team is not that great and their baseball team, the only thing that they're doing that's even remotely, amazing for the Nationals is they're getting ready to sign Trey Mancini. And we love Trey down here in Baltimore. I hope you guys trade us that like 6'10" shortstop y'all got. We would like to have him in Baltimore. I'm not sure what his name is.
I'd like to see him last another year or 2.
Oh, he'll be a Yankee or a Red Sox or.
He's got that gun. But if you look on the Pirates calendar today that came out, Brian Reynolds is not in any of the pictures.
They're probably going to trade him.
I hope he goes to the Yankees.
That's what everyone's thinking right now.
I hope he goes to the Yankees.
But Brian Reynolds is not in any of the pictures on the calendar for the 2023 season.
Come on up to New York. We'll take care of you.
Oh, you're a Yankees fan too?
Yeah.
Do you like the Lakers?
No.
Okay.
No.
Say, don't be like one of those fans that's like.
No. I hate the Lakers.
A Yankees and a Steelers fan. Holy.
That's right.
you're bearable to talk to at least. So I'll let that slide.
Joe Torre and Derek Jeter and Posada were my first team. Ever since then,
I like
Yeah,
Posada.
I don't like any of them.
What's it? Cruz O'Neill. O'Neill Cruz.
Okay.
Something like that.
President, before I
He
go,
would
man,
look good in that Yankees uniform pinstripe to follow up at
your
98-mile-an-hour gun from short to first. Holy
your
cow.
World Series winning first baseman that you got from the Texas Rangers, Mark Teixeira, he is from my city,
oh
and
okay,
he has my high school's every single batting record that you can possibly have in baseball. He has at
that's
our
awesome.
school, has
That's
in our
awesome.
high school. He was that damn big as a senior, so yes.
Wow.
And I don't know if you remember the
Um,
pitcher. Do you guys remember the pitcher Gavin Floyd from the White Sox?
Yeah.
They were on the same team in high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pieced up. He
I
had one year.
graduated with Scott Patterson pens.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I was walking
I
through
was
the school today. I was walking through the school delivering, and
I was at
they
I was
finally
at the,
made they finally made an enshrinement for the players that made it. And I saw his jersey in there, and I it just like brought back memories. Motherfucker struck me out so
I
many
ran into
fucking
Chad Cool
times.
at the beach.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, him and I were actually swimming and at the boardwalk, and yeah, it was pretty cool. He said this is
So
before he got
Matt,
drafted.
I
This is
go
before he
ahead,
got drafted. He
Pence.
said, "I hope I get drafted. I really do." Well, I was like, if you're good enough, somebody will pick you up." And he goes to Pittsburgh. Now he's in Colorado.
So Matt, you got any big names lined up this week?
Right now, I am working on a couple people. Still trying to lock down a date and time for Ray Rice. I know that he's going to be after the holidays. Um, I'm just, kind of, going, as much as I can. I'm trying. A lot of these guys are hard to reach, during the holidays, so I don't try to do a whole lot of emailing. Um, who else have I been talking to? I've been talking to uh, the representative for the guy that wrote "We Own This City" from HBO about the Baltimore Gun Trace Task Force, uh,
Nice.
Nice.
Justin Fenton. I was actually an extra in episode 2 on his show on HBO Plus, so that was pretty cool. I'd be there filming last August, and the episode debuted in January of this past uh, about 11 months ago. I still got it saved on my DVR.
Did you make any footage?
I made 6 seconds. I was in there a total of 6 seconds. 6 seconds, and they paid me
Hey,
$400.
6 seconds is good in bull riding.
It is. It was cool though, man. I'm gonna be working on some baseball stuff coming up, so hopefully I can get some guys back on the show. I'm friends with Ryan Ripken, Cal's son, and I'm friends with Mike Bordick, so hopefully I can get those guys back on eventually and talk some baseball. The winter meetings just wrapped up a couple weeks ago, and free agency is in this like third stage right now.
Man, that'd be
So
awesome to do that.
what's that?
No, just talk to all these big name people.
It's cool, but it's nerve wracking at the same time
I'm
because
sure it is.
because at the end of the day they're normal people just like us. They just
Mm-hmm.
they're really good at sports. So I'll tell you this though, the one of the biggest names I've talked to was Matt Burke from the 2012 Ravens Super Bowl team, who was a center, and it was just like intimidating because he was like the most recent player that I talked to that was like a legend in Baltimore. Even though he was only here for 4 years, he still won a ring with us.
I think that's the year that the lights went out.
Yeah, it was.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
That's when Roger Goodell told them to turn the lights off.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's one of the Super Bowls that's like to stick with you, even though you hate them. You hate both teams. It's like the lights went out.
People say conspiracy theorists, but I will never not believe that the league messed with the lights because we were blowing them dudes out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
And after Jacoby Jones came out at halftime and took the kickback 103 yards, they had to do something because people were going to stop tuning in after the third quarter. That was going to be a runaway blowout, and that killed all of our momentum, and they got back in the game. That was the year that Randy Moss was on the 49ers.
Yeah.
That was a brand new stadium too.
Yeah, and it just had the Beyonce concert that didn't lose power then. Beyonce played at halftime and for a solid 25 minutes, and you're telling me that
That's what blew all the power.
they would have blown out at halftime. It wouldn't have taken 5 minutes into the third quarter to blow.
And you got anything lined up?
Nope, not at all. Just I have Michigan coming up on Saturday. I do the playoff game. I do Steelers and Ravens on Sunday, and that's pretty much it until I come up with something else. But as far as big names, I'm still trying to get my name out there. I hope some big name out there comes in. Hey, I want to be on your show. That'll be awesome.
And I'll give you this. I'm not saying I'm an expert by any means, but honestly, when you're on social media or whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, if you see anybody that's a big name that you know, the worst case they can do is tell you no or leave you on red. Just message everybody. If you're trying to get your name out there, man, I'll tell you right now, out of all the big names I've ever interviewed, that's probably about 8 to 10% of the people that I've asked to come on
I've
the
been
show.
I've been trying to talk to Deontay Johnson, but
here's the thing about current players is hard.
Defending them and everything.
Well, the thing is,
I had
current players you got to go through.
I had Lanny Terry on. That was. I love that. That man is awesome. I'm sure you remember Lanny, right, Pens?
Yeah.
Old Pirate announcer.
Yeah.
The thing about that though is that if it's a current NFL player, dude, you got to go through their PR department. They can't just come on the show. Like I've had current Orioles tell me they'd love to come on my show and do an interview, but dealing with the Baltimore Orioles public relations department is an absolute god awful nightmare.
Right.
And like they just say, even if the player goes to them and says, "Hey, this is who I want to talk to," like they gotta like vet you, and then they get like I'm not trying to do anything crazy. They gotta like listen to your content and make sure it's not controversial. That then they want to screen questions. So that's why I interview retired players because they're more open to talking about shit.
Right.
Like now I'll get like on air radio personalities in Baltimore for sports show. I've had almost everybody at 105.7 The Fan down here on my show. Now the only thing is
I tried talking to Ben, but he's too busy or something.
And the thing is, you just got to keep on. Like, even if you get a response from them and they say check back with us, I'm persistent with it. I keep on emailing. I'm a pain in the ass. I will be an absolute pain in the ass to get who I want to get on the show. I'm close to right now between ex-pro football players, ex-Ravens players, current CFL players. I interview anybody from the Baltimore metro area that's done anything relative. Even
right now on Twitter, I'm at 10.6, something like that, and I feel like I'm at 500. It's like,
dude, I'm at 1,700. I like 10 point. I would kill for that.
Yeah, but it says everything changed, but nothing changes. Go on.
Like I just got the 1,700 followers. And the thing is, I don't spend all day on Twitter.
Yeah.
And
go on sports streams, and then everybody will follow you back. That's how I got it.
And I might have to start doing that. I've heard that from a couple different people. But I'll tell you this, man. Like, don't be afraid of like
nose. You cannot be afraid of nose.
Like I reached out to Ed Reed on Instagram last year. Ed Reed told me, I don't know if I was talking to Ed Reed or his booking agent. Ed Reed told me if I wanted to get on my show, it was going to be $15,000 for 15 minutes. Yeah. Now that he's the Bethune-Cookman head coach, I won't even be able to touch him.
Good luck getting Dion too. I'd love to talk to Dion because of his.
I would love to talk. I would love the closest thing I ever got to talking to Shannon Sharp is that when I was a writer for Stadium Rant, he retweeted 2 of my articles because they had him in it.
We have a local steakhouse around our area, and I met LaShawn. I saw LaShawn McCoy, and I was like, "Yo, Shady, what's up?" And then he's like looking at me, and he looked at his bodyguard. He's like, "Mm-mm." I was like, oh, come on, Shady.
I'll before I go. This is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life. There's this one steakhouse in Baltimore that I go to every birthday, except for the COVID years. I've gone there every birthday since I turned 21. I was having dinner with my wife, my birthday, and I'm sitting at the table by the fireside in there. We're having a nice meal. In walks Joe Flacco, Marshall Yonda, Torrey Smith, Ray Rice, Dennis Pitta, and their wives. It's
Nice.
a table of 10.
Wow.
The owner of the establishment comes out and says, "Come back to my private dining room. Don't worry, guys. The dinner's on me." These are fucking millionaires, and I got a piece of cake for my birthday. I was like,
Nice.
"What the fuck?" Excuse my language, but I was upset.
You
Like,
wouldn't have
these
been
guys.
upset if you would have got to say hi.
Oh no, I was. But the thing is, I tried to have a little bit of etiquette when I see players out or famous people out, but like that was literally the entire Ravens starting offense right there with their families, and they get their meals comped. And Joe Flacco's $120 million quarterback at the time. I'm like,
He'd rather eat cheeseburgers from McDonald's.
yeah, chicken nuggets, yeah. But fellas, it was great having a chance to catch up with you guys and talk a little bit. But I have to be up at 3:50.
Okay.
Oh, earlier today.
Yes, I got to be to work at 5:15 tomorrow.
All right.
But
All right.
before,
Well, we are going to call it a
before
show.
Mac
Pens, if you
goes,
want to stick around afterwards, we can BS. Matt, I know you got to go.
yeah, but Matt, but it is hard to sweep a division rival.
We'll do it though. You guys
Yeah,
did it
just
2 years in a row. It's our turn.
okay. All right.
I love your confidence, man.
Yeah.
I
All
absolutely
right.
love it.
All right.
I think it's
Nice
going to be a
meeting you.
good game regardless. And
Absolutely.
you guys are both welcome to come back and recap on Wednesdays like normal. Pens, I do a recap of the whole week on Wednesday night if you want to pop in.
I have to work Wednesday night, but Thursday night I'm good. If you want to change it to Thursday night, that's fine.
Everyone's what time are you done?
About 11:30 or
Oh, you're done late.
10:30. I mean, 10:30 I'll be home.
Oh, we're still going usually.
All
I'll send
right.
you the. You pop in. You pop in.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds
Matt,
good.
you know you're always
usually
welcome to
I'm
come in.
usually home around 10. So
Absolutely. I just check with me, and my
We might
schedule
have
is so crazy.
we might have another guy from the content group pop in too on Wednesday.
Okay, I gotta get back into
Adam.
retweeting there, man. I've been.
I
so
know
busy.
it's so hard to keep up with that damn group.
It is.
All right, guys. Well, hey, I am Sports Talking It, and we are done.